Brad Marchand will play his 1,000th game as a Bruin this evening, and he becomes only the 8th Boston Bruin in the history of the franchise to do that. And I saw him say yesterday that was a goal of his, was to make it to 1,000 games, and he has now, I guess, he has now made it a goal, or will acknowledge making it a goal, to be enshrined in the NHL Hall of Fame. Which I don't know, is he worthy of that at this point? I know. Well, they asked Jim Montgomery, and he said he thinks he is already worthy of it. But does he have to win more cups? I mean, his numbers are really good. So when you look at points, the guy's gone from being like the little ball of hate to an elite player. I think his numbers are really good when it comes to points. I just don't know if he needs more. A couple more cups, or at least one more. Well,
I don't think he needs more cups, because isn't Bergeron a Hall of Fame or one cup?
Yeah, Bergeron, I think, would be a Hall of Fame. 100%.
The question becomes, how many years do you think Marchand plays for? Let's just put a number on it.
He probably has another 5 years.
Okay, I would agree with you on 5.
I don't know about 5.
Really? What, 2 or 3?
I would say 3.
Really?
I would say he's reaching this goal tonight. I could see him wanting to.
He's only 35 years old.
30, yeah. So 40. I don't know.
I mean, in hockey, a lot of guys play to 40.
He's a guy who's gotten banged up, though.
Yeah, but I think a lot of guys. The question becomes, does he go down as a better player than Patrice Bergeron? And the Bruins.
When it comes to great Bruins?
When it comes to top 10 Bruins.
Dale just crashed his car.
No, when it comes to like the top 10 greatest Bruins in Bruins history.
They will all be underachievers if they only have one cup.
No. And I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying that. But is he viewed as a better scorer? Is he viewed as maybe a better playoff performer? Like, where is he viewed? Is he number 7 in the top 10? And
Bruins all time.
Yeah, is he ahead of Bergeron? If he plays another 5 more years, he probably passes Bergeron in points.
Oh, he passes Bergeron in points in probably the next 2 years.
All right, so he passes him in points. There's obviously goals. So where, because that's going to, I think, be the next kind of conversation did he turn out to be a better player?
I think if he wins another cup, I think that argument is very easy to make.
Okay.
That he is?
Like if Marchand wins a cup, like say this year, right?
Yeah.
And next year passes Bergeron in points scored, I think it's very easy to at least make the argument that he is a better all-time Bruin than Patrice Bergeron.
Wow.
I mean, the Bruins sucked when Bergeron came back in the playoffs, and I got ran out of town when I said it.
There it is.
I asked him a question about playing in Montreal, and I've been excommunicated.
He didn't want to talk about that, apparently.
He certainly did. He went on and on about it. It was like a 2-minute answer.
You're going to have Greg get a stern phone call again.
That was our first and last interview with Patrice Bergeron.
Oh, no, we can't ask him about Sal's Pizza. What will happen?
I enjoyed it, though. It was great. It was during the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon.
It was
great.
And I thought he was going to, that's when I thought he had the potential of coming back just from the conversation we had with him.
Right. And Greg's first 3 questions were, but how much awesomeness was your career?
But I think
lure him in.
Right. Then the attack dog Curtis comes out of nowhere.
Lure him in first.
Because I wonder if, I bet you there's a kind of fraction of people out there that feel like Marchand is a better playoff performer than Bergeron.
Well, I think it's the way I look at it is he's basically had 2 different careers.
Mm-hmm.
So the first career, he was an instigator, and he was the guy that you could count on to get in everybody's head, and then he became elite.
Right.
Second part. So that's the problem that I would have. Like Patrice Bergeron's skills, whether it be when it came to faceoffs or when it came to be a forward who could actually back check and would play defense. Like there's you know exactly what he is and what he was for his entire career.
Right, but you get that from Marchand, except for the face-off stuff. You get a forward who could play deep.
Now you do.
Yeah, now you do.
Now you do.
But that's the thing.
You
That's,
didn't as much early on in the career, so
Right.
that would be the argument.
But
I'm not saying it's right.
But the argument is that it's the whole career. So if he evolved into that, then when you look at their peak, Marchand has better skill than Bergeron had on the ice.
Yeah.
When it came, the only thing Bergeron could do better is obviously win faceoffs, but that's something that he constantly practices. It's not something that Marchand probably does a lot in because that's not what he specializes in. But the rest of it, being a forward who can play defense, his ability to score, his ability to be a playmaker, his ability to create, his ability to pass the puck.
A texter from my adopted home continent of Maine says that the difference between the two of them is that Bergeron is the best two-way player in Bruins history, which is a bold statement.
Well, no, he's the best defensive forward in Bruins history. I wouldn't say he's the best two-way player in Bruins history.
Yeah.
I mean, Marchand has that argument too. He played on the PK with Bergeron for years,
right.
And he's on the list. He's in the top 3 of all-time shorthanded goals. Like, the guy is awesome defensively.
When the perfection line makes its triumphant return in about a month or so, we'll get to see both of them on the ice together and decide for ourselves. But congratulations, Brad Marchand. He will play his 1,000th game, weather permitting, at the Boston Garden tonight. We'll be right back.